Okay, for the record, I never thought, in regards to the whole them making another Spawn movie, I was secretly kind of hoping they would because I liked the '90s Spawn one, or I think it was the '90s, and I liked the anime with Keith David. Like Keith David is just someone I enjoy watching from time to time. He's actually pretty funny to watch. I loved him on Enlisted, and I've seen like clips of him and other stuff, and The Thing. So yeah, I was kind of hoping, I was also hoping they'd bring back that series, but oh well. And so yeah, I was kind of hoping they would make another. Well, I should know now. In recent times, I was kind of hoping they wouldn't, but at the same time, I was secretly hoping they would. But part of me was kind of hoping they wouldn't make another movie just because I don't want to see them bastardize Spawn. Like I've read bits of the comics online, but that's about it. He's a cool character. He was fun to play as on Mortal Kombat 11. But anyway, yeah. The article. I just want to say that it says like I like Spawn, so this is that's why this news kind of makes me go, well, shit. Anyway, here it is. Article by Byron Comics. Todd McFarlane's Spawn film embraces Hollywood wokeness. This is supposedly because I remember Yellow Flash did a video also talking about this. This is the early stage, so there's a possibility that this might not come to pass. That they might just say fuck it and do their own thing, which I hope they do. But anyway, the article is as follows: Spawn creator Todd McFarlane admitted the up-and-coming movie will embrace Hollywood wokeness. Well, yep, no, sounding good so far. McFarlane spoke to CBR about the upcoming film, where he made it crystal clear the film is embracing Hollywood's race politics. CBR asked the creator. Last month, it was announced that Brian Tucker is going to take a crack at the movie script. What about his vision for the project impressed you to bring him on board? McFarlane answered, well, it wasn't just my decision. There's a handful of other people working on it that we haven't announced yet. One of the people working on it that is going to be a big name when we finally get to announce it. I think he said he went through a close to 100 scripts by as many people as he could. The creator then revealed one of the key things he was looking for was a non-white writer. Oh, great. He said, we were looking ideally for someone that could bring a voice to the character on two levels. I'm just a white Canadian kid. I haven't lived the life of a man in America, of someone with dark skin. Who gives a shit about skin color? That does not, what's the word I'm looking for? That does not guarantee the movie will be good just because they're black. Like, this whole bullshit narrative really needs to die, but anyway. Quote, we thought it was important to get the perspective of somebody who has someone with that perspective coming in and adding a slightly different bent to what you and I as comic book readers already know as to what Spawn is about. Like, race doesn't factor into it. Like, Spawn is a former soldier made a Hellspawn. Those are the factors that matter. Him being black is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. But then again, I didn't read that much into the comics, so maybe it was and I just don't know. But yeah, this sounds asinine. McFarlane then noted that he doesn't want the film to tell Spawn's comic book origin. I didn't want to do the comic book origin story from issue 1 through 3 in the movie. We were looking for people without even telling them that to give something a little bit different. He continued, unfortunately, 80 to 90% of them, according to the other people involved who were interviewing, most of them were falling into the traps of retelling the comic book story in the movie. Spawn creator then went on to tell that he wants this new film to be relevant today, specifically in terms of its social content. And again, this does not sound good. McFarlane explained, we saw the movie came out 20 plus years ago from New Line, so what haven't we seen that would be interesting and relevant today, both in terms of filmmaking and social content? What's funny about McFarlane's comments here is that he shoots down the idea of doing Spawn's origin for an up-and-coming film because it's already been done, but the next sentence he's calling for a movie that will be relevant today, both in terms of filmmaking and social content. Not sure if Todd realized this, but that's been done to the upteenth time as well. We've already seen it, and the movie-going audiences are not interested in seeing more. Just look at Terminator Dark Fate and Charlie's Angels or any other film that TV shows that embrace woke culture. That is true. That is why I don't watch TV anymore. This is why I don't go to the movies, because there's almost certainly a chance of it being woke, and I'm sick of that bullshit. It's not entertaining. It's boring. It's trying to push an agenda and beat people over the head with the agenda. So, yeah, fuck it. And those movies deserve to flop like they did. Movie-going audiences do not want to see films that have social content that is relevant to today. We want messages that are timeless. If you choose relevant today over timeless, no one remembers your movie the second they are out of the theaters. In contrast, timeless messages are still with us. People are still talking about Lord of the Rings and the original Star Wars films. People are still talking about Die Hard, The Sound of Music, Gone with the Wind, and The Wizard of Oz. McFarlane's comments come as Image Comics announced the recently re-released Gunslinger Spawn issue 1 became the biggest launch of a new superhero monthly title in the comic book industry in the past 25 years, with the first printing of 393,000 copies. I think I might have that number wrong. Image specifically noted that the first issue sales of Gunslinger Spawn beat McFarlane's Spider-Gwen, beat Marvel's Spider-Gwen that launched in 2015, according to Comic Cron. Spider-Gwen shipped 254,074 copies when its first issue debuted in February 2015. McFarlane isn't embracing topics that would be relevant today in terms of social content. He's literally breaking records with a character from the Old West. Here's the official description of the first issue. Introducing the launch of the second new monthly title, spinning out the Spawn universe with one of the most popular characters in the entire Spawn mythology. The book contains 3 separate gunslinger stories, each taking a look at his journey through time from the wild, wild west to the 21st century, while his 200-year-old past comes back to haunt him as he navigates the strange world of 2021. Get ready for the past and the present to collide in a new ongoing title. Kind of an interesting looking character. And that's the end of the article. It's just, I kind of thought McFarlane would be smarter than this, but then again, maybe I'm expecting too much. And it's just, why do they think this commentary or stuff in the present appeals to? It doesn't. People don't want to be reminded that stuff in the present sucks. They don't want to be reminded that they have an asterisk president. They don't want to remember that we have race relations are crashing and burning harder than the Hindenburg. They don't want to hear about how men are oppressing women, even though men are having their rights trampled on probably on a daily basis, and women are allowed to are given carte blanche to do as they please. In contrast, actually, not understand. The point is, like, who gives a shit? Just give us good, entertaining stuff to watch. Like, that's the annoying thing about movies now is it can't be entertaining. It has to be schlock, or it has to be preaching to you and telling you what an awful person you are. To that I say, fuck the movie industry. I'm glad it's burning. Like, granted, I was never a big movie person, but yeah, just know this kind of does not inspire confidence in me. It inspires dread. This sounds asinine. As I said before, it sounds very asinine and just stupid. Good article from Buying the Comics as always, and as always, I'll be putting a link to it in the description. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Have a nice day, and remember the game was rigged from the start.